And the expert having this conversation with us this morning is Rosemary Washira. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Macaulay.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
And I am so happy that you're here. And like I said, it feels like I'm raining on other people's parade because, they've set up to just enjoy themselves. That I'm here talking about lifestyle diseases and what we need to do to be able to take care of ourselves. But just before we get into, the meat of this conversation, maybe we can start with introductions. Let us know what it is that you do so that we can, have a basis of where we start this conversation from.
All right. I am a registered dietitian and also a certified diabetes care specialist. So what I do on a daily basis is talk with people who have chronic illnesses, people who have diabetes or people who have cancer, people who have cholesterol or hypertension, those kind of diseases, and how we can reverse them just by eating healthy. Lifestyle, exercise, eating healthy, just what type of foods can they add in their diets to help reverse these problems.
Great. And how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for more than 20 years.
Whoa.
Yes.
Locally or out of the country?
I am based in the state of Maryland in United States. So, and I work for a hospital in that state, or hospital setting, where we do everything in one office, where you see a doctor and then you see a nutritionist or dietitian in the same. Like you're diagnosed with diabetes, the doctor would just write a referral, so you come see me.
Okay, great. Yeah. And I see you have a book there with you.
Yes.
Can I see?
I do have a nutrition book.
Okay, so this is it. Tell us about this just before we get into matters.
Okay, this is a new launch book, Nutrition and Health, and it's also on chronic diseases, fighting cancer, fighting diabetes, and fighting heart diseases. It was just launched on the 27th, and for the first time, it's launched here in Kenya. It's being launched in US in April.
Wow! Congratulations then. Is this your first?
Yes, that's the first book I've written.
Great.
Yes.
Congratulations on this. Now let's get to the conversations that we are having today, and this is about lifestyle diseases. What drew you particularly to these kinds of diseases? They can be very stubborn because as much as we acquire them from our lifestyle, sometimes they can be passed on to our children.
Yes, they can be genetic.
Yes.
Especially stuff like diabetes or even cholesterol. You will hear sometimes it being genetic. But we can prevent it even if it's genetic. The way you eat, sometimes it's genetic because we all eat the same way. Grandmother was cooking a certain way, mom is cooking the same way, and we all like those recipes, family recipes. Yeah. So sometimes we tend to eat the same thing that is high cholesterol or very high sugar. And it becomes a genetic problem, like everybody in the family has it. But we can put a stop to it by changing the lifestyle.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And so when you talk about these things that have been happening over the years and the things that we pick up along the way, so what are some of the things that you'd point out as being the source of these problems? And we can start maybe from one condition to the next, or if generally they have the same then.
Mostly chronic illnesses have similar lifestyles. But if I would pick something like diabetes, which has become like prevalent in every county in Kenya, I would say that we changed from our old school, the way we were eating before. We can see that our grandparents or great-grandparents did not have so much diabetes.
Yes.
And they were not dying from heart attacks or cholesterol problems. But when you look at the diet, they really never even drank a soda. They never drink sweet coffees and tea lattes. We're the ones that are drinking those things on a daily basis. And because of the change of lifestyle, we have added sugar to the diet completely. And it's not just a good sugar. When we add soda, we are adding something called high fructose corn syrup, which is a very poor quality sugar, and it triggers the blood cells. It causes a lot of damage to our blood cells, causes toxins in the body, so that people tend to get diabetes very easily. So we have also added sweets. I mean, we never had people eating candy and chocolate and muffins or queen cakes, before, but they have added that. So along that comes high blood sugar. At the same time, when you look at the diabetes part, The problem with diabetes, with high cholesterol, is that they did eat meat, but not as much as we do. They were not eating meat on a daily basis.
No.
They were eating meat on occasion, sometimes a child celebration or holiday, some kind of special occasion would be a wedding. They would eat a lot of meat, and then they would go back to vegetables and root tubers, healthy foods.
Yes.
Their foods were mostly like really low fat, almost boiled, especially in the Nyeri, central Kenya.
Yes.
It's like most of their foods were boiled. And now here comes what? A lot of fat. We add oil in everything from morning. We eat sausages, we eat bacon. Both of them are high fat. They're usually 95% fat. And then we have added other cooking oils and fried chips. Fried chips potatoes are good. They are not the enemy. It's when they are fried that we have changed. So you can see the chronic illnesses coming from a change of healthy eating to an unhealthy. And again, now we are all driving.
Yes.
If you're not driving, you're jumping on a matatu. So you're not really doing, a few people are walking, but not everybody's doing a lot of walking. So we're not exercising like we used to do when we were in the countryside. So that came with moving into cities, which is a new lifestyle. And that, the only thing we can do now is start adding exercise to counteract the effect.
Yes.
And maybe add a healthier diet.
And when I hear all the things that you've talked about, and exercise came in at the end, so majorly it's what we put in our body that matters. You could be exercising, but then what is it that you're putting in your system? So would you say diet has a huge role to play?
I believe so. That is a huge thing, because whatever you put in your body, it becomes you. We are what we eat. So when you're drinking a lot of soda, let's say 1 can of soda, the small one has 10 spoons of sugar. And sometimes people drink 3. And then followed by juice, and then followed by wine in the same day. So it's what you eat and what you're putting in that can cause a lot of weight gain, it can cause a lot of sugar, and of course, even in the cases of cancer, diets that are very high in fried foods, diets that are very low in vegetables, have become now a major cause of cancer, because we don't put the anti-cancer nutrients in the body.
Yes.
We need to add that and prevent all this. We have a lot of people now going for treatments. You always hear every month, we have somebody who's going to India for cancer treatment. But we don't hear anything about how do we prevent the next person from going there.
Yeah.
What do we need to change to create a process where we don't hear another auntie or another mom or father dying because they have cancer?
Great.
Yeah.
And so you delve deeply in the things that needs to be done in this book. And when we talk about cancer, for example, what is it that we need to be doing? What are some of the things that we need to be taking care of ourselves, or removing ourselves from, so that we are able to live almost cancer-free lives? Yeah.
So one of the things that we need to do with cancer is look at the pollution. Sometimes we live in a polluted area, or sometimes we are causing our own pollution by smoking and causing those toxins to get in our lungs, in our body. And once there's those tobacco things get in your system, it triggers hormones to start changing. So you have a lot of things that we can do to prevent cancer. One of them, move yourself from that environment if you can.
If you can.
Yes. And if you smoke, maybe try to quit. If you have a family member who smokes, try and get them not to smoke in the house, because this is affecting not just the partner but also the kids who are in the house. We know there are kids who are in hospitals like Kenyatta because they have cancer. What have they, what is the environment that they are in, and what triggered the cancer cells to form? Because cancer cells do form on a regular basis, but we can defeat them quickly by eating foods that bring cancer fighters in your body. And these cancer cells just die easily if you're eating well. So if you give these kids or yourself or whoever is having cancer the nutrients that are powerful, and you get those from greens, stuff like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbages, especially anything that looks like a cabbage. They have a lot of cancer fighters in them, antioxidants, phytonutrients, and they're very, very powerful. you will not believe how quickly the body can take those nutrients and use them to fight the cancer cells and defeat them right from the get-go.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is very important information, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes.
Someone would be like, and I see that in your chapter 5 here, where you try to lose the weight. You're struggling to lose the weight, but yes, you lose, but somehow it sneaks back in. So you're talking about, losing weight and keeping it off.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just can't stay off of you.
Yeah, that's the hard part, because people tend to go on a diet.
Yes.
And they go on a diet for probably 1 to 2 months, because after 2 months you're like, oh, I can't wait to finish this. 2 more weeks and I'm done with this diet.
Yes.
And then you jump right back to the lifestyle that you had before, which was causing the weight gain. So the best thing to do is identify the foods that are really a source of weight gain, mostly fried foods. And I can give you an example.
Yes.
If you're eating a baked potato or a potato that is boiled, potatoes that are sweet potatoes that are boiled, they will not have a lot of calories. They probably have 150.
Yes.
But when you fry them and they soak up the oil, they jump to probably 450, the same one. So, and you wonder why people are gaining weight. Again, when you're eating something that is, let's say, processed, like a sausage, is not the way they make it. In order for it to be that tasty, is full of fat. So when you look at a sausage, it's usually 90% is fat. So from right here to here will be fat. And then they add a little bit of meat, mix it up, protein. So you're eating, again, a lot of fat. Not that you planned it, but that's,
that's how it is.
That's how it comes. So those foods you want to limit. You can probably try to eat more whole grains, like whole grain toast with peanut butter as a breakfast. That is a healthy way to start. Even cereals that are cold, but they are not loaded with sugar. There's a difference between frosted flakes and regular whole grain cereal.
Yes.
So one is loaded with sugar, so it'll make you gain more weight quickly that way. So fried foods are a major cause of weight gain. Processed foods like pizza, if you eat pizza, you're not going to eat 1 slice for dinner.
No.
You're going to eat at least 3 slices or more. And I'm telling you, 1 slice is about 400 calories. But people don't know that, because it's so small.
Yes.
And it has those fats like pepperonis and sausages on it.
Yes.
All those cuts of meat that are put on that is a high fat meat, high cholesterol. So again, that's the cause of weight gain. Then the lifestyle becomes you're repeating that. If you are eating that once a month, you can still skip your weight.
You can get away with it.
Yeah, but we start in the morning with fried sausages and fried potatoes, and then lunch we're doing pizza, and then in the evening we're doing fried KFC chicken. It's fried. So those things can add weight. So what do? Instead of going on a diet, just start by creating a way that you can eat healthy foods for breakfast, healthy foods for lunch, and don't make it boring.
Yes.
People make it very boring.
Because that's the other thing. People will be like, well, what are we going to have for breakfast that is enticing, that is tasty?
Yeah, there are so many things.
Yes.
It's just being creative. You could put something like avocado toast.
Yes.
So
that's yummy.
And it's tasty.
Yes.
And the avocado, while the avocado is a fat, it is a healthy fat. It's cholesterol free. It's a high fiber food, and it's full of antioxidants. As a matter of fact, when somebody has cancer, they need to be given something like that. Because avocados they contain a nutrient called glutathione, which gives you the power to fight infections. Yes. So your body needs to be able to fight cancer. Okay. So you need glutathione. Glutathione is always in the liver. So you're adding more to what you have by eating avocados. And it's everywhere. We have avocados like everywhere.
I think it's all round season.
Yeah, so we need to add that in our diets. We need to add stuff like fresh mangoes, fresh fruits, just a little bit of cut up mangoes, put berries, make it beautiful. Don't make it boring. Yeah. So you eat a small little salad in the morning with avocado toast. That's not boring.
No.
And you're not gaining weight from it. It's no cholesterol at all. So cholesterol is an animal product. Yes. Cholesterol is not in plants. So if you're having high cholesterol and heart problems, It's because you're eating too many sausages and pizzas
And meats.
and goat meats and beef ribs.
Yes.
So yeah, that's cholesterol. So then lunchtime for weight loss, you could do something like steamed potatoes, sweet potatoes, something that's not boring. Just have it cut up if you're cooking at home. Stir fry some vegetables, mix them up so they look beautiful, like carrots mixed with broccoli and cauliflower, like a colorful dish. Yeah, and some boiled potatoes to go with it, maybe baked chicken, or if you don't have facilities to make baked chicken, you stir fry it on top of the stove.
Yes.
But it's not loaded with, it's not dipped in oil. When you dip something in oil, it soaks it up like water. It's soaking it up. Yeah. So you can do that, and it's not going to be a boring meal.
No.
So if you're enjoying it, you don't feel punished. People quit staying healthy and eating healthy because they feel like they're punished for 2 whole months. Like,
we're going to look at the dinner option in just a bit, but right now we need to pay our bills. I don't know what it is that you're struggling with when it comes to matters, being healthy, eating healthy, and that's what we're talking about. I know it's Christmas season. I know it's the holidays, but this conversation is definitely needed. It's very important. Send in your questions, 111-444-111. It's just going to cost you $1, and we will have Rosemary answer all of your questions after this break. We're talking matters nutrition and health and lifestyle diseases, the diabetes, the heart diseases, high blood sugar, high blood pressure. Those are the conversations we're having today. And if you have bacon and sausage on the top of your table right now, we are not talking about you. Well, we are low-key, but we've been given options of what to do. If you're having that for breakfast, then make sure that your lunch is probably low on all of that, and your dinner as well. So you'd given us a breakfast and what it would look like, not looking so boring, but very healthy. Yes. And I liked my lunch already. That was a very good option that he gave us. And what would you recommend for dinner?
Okay, so a dinner should have a combination of protein foods and a vegetable and a starch. Always to have those 3 combinations. So if you're going to do something like fish, whether it's tilapia or salmon or any type of fish that you have, those are great because fish contains omega-3 oils. Omega-3 oils are good for the body. They remove inflammation, and they're tasty. So if you're making fish, don't make it fried. Just make it on the stove with a little bit of oil. It will look very good. You want something to look beautiful on your plate. Yes. So you could do fish, you could do chicken the same way, but also add a lot of vegetables. And don't repeat the same vegetable every day. It will not be, it will make you bored with that meal. And you don't want it for 2 weeks. So today you're eating carrots, and tomorrow you eat spinach, and the next day you eat maybe cabbages. So you create a variety for dinner. And if you have kids, offer at least 2 choices of vegetables. Because kids will look at it and say, ooh, I don't like, but you can say, okay, I have this one and this, so select one. Yes. So that while you're eating healthy, not everybody feels like they have to eat something that, it has to be, it has to cover the whole family. Okay. So you offer 2 different veggies and make sure that the meal has either fish or chicken and then a starch. The starch could be rice, it could be ugali, it could be chapatis. But let's talk about how we can make chapatis a little bit more healthy. Okay, so these are white flour foods. And a lot of people who have diabetes are probably making it worse by eating too many carbohydrates that are unhealthy. So you can make it healthier by mixing brown flour with the white flour. Because the brown one is the whole grain. And when the process of making white flour removes one important nutrient called chromium, and this is what makes the sugar metabolism work quicker. So by adding brown flour in the chapati, you're adding that chromium, which is very good for diabetes. At the same time, it has fiber. So fiber delays the sugar going in. So when you make chapatis, try to do that. You could also add something like pumpkins to the chapati flour and use less water, because when you add pumpkin, it's more watery. So that chapati is going to have a whole lot of vitamin A, a whole lot of lycopene, a whole bunch of vitamin C, the nutrients that will help. And then it reduces the carbohydrate amounts. So pumpkins are less carb than white rice or white bread.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's another way to make the dinner meal not boring. You have some chapati, you have an option of rice. And if you could do brown rice,
why not?
That would be even more ideal.
Okay.
Yes. Mashed potatoes, not bad. Okay. Remember, the potatoes are not our enemies, because people keep saying they can't have potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, and then we put a whole lot of butter in there. Just like cream
Just limit.
mashed.
Yeah, just limit the butter.
Yes.
Just limit the butter.
Yes.
That's where the weight gain comes from. How much butter did you put in? A teaspoon of butter or a tablespoon is about 100 calories. While the mashed potatoes by themselves would have been like 150 calories for a big potato, but you're adding a whole tablespoon of fat. All right? That's what we call whipped potatoes.
Don't do it. I don't know what your sentiments are when it comes to keto, intermittent fasting, and juicing. I've had conversations around people who are trying to beat cancer, and they've been advised to do juicing.
Wow, that's a good question.
Because they've been told to do juicing raw and fresh veggies as your foods.
I like it.
Okay.
Raw fruits would be way better. Because when we cook them, we lose a few nutrients. But if you make the juicing, then that makes it more powerful with the antioxidants. But what you want to do with the juicing is not to add more fruits than veggies.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have the spinach or baby spinach, or you have any type of vegetable that you like. Yes, celeries are good. Cut up beets, but maybe cook them a little bit, because beets don't taste so good in smoothies if you don't cook them. So you can even do cabbage. Just be sure that you wash it very well, because if it's for cancer people, they don't need any infection added to them.
Yes.
So you can do a little bit of cabbage juice. You can do beet juice. Those are all anti-cancer. So juicing is very powerful. The taste now comes from what you add, like berries or mango or banana. Yeah.
So it's not the other way around. We don't have loads of fruits, then very minimal veggies.
Yes,
so
that's
it's
what
the other
people
way
do.
around. Like, so 3/4 of the juice should be made from vegetables.
Yes. And now the vegetables are powerful. They have a lot of nutrients that we need, the anti-cancer ones. So you start with the veggies first, and then you add a little bit of fruit for taste.
Okay.
So you don't want to add juice and 5 fruits. And then, yeah. So it becomes too much sugar. Cancer grows on sugar. So we need to limit, especially table sugar and the sugar that comes from soda. So we need to limit that. So if you're going to go visit somebody who is sick with cancer, don't take them a soda. Take them a very nice juice, vegetable juice that you made with very good vegetables. By the way, beets and beet leaves, the leaf that comes on top of the beets?
Yes.
The greens can be cooked like spinach, and it has those antioxidants that's needed for people with cancer. So today you're giving them cabbage, tomorrow you're giving them the beets.
But it's not like that's the only thing they eat then.
No. You want to go a variety of foods. Beans should be super powerful for somebody with cancer. So the more bean meals you make. And again, don't make it like today. You know how people make githeri every day?
Yes.
Yes, you don't want that.
No. No. So githeri today, tomorrow is...
Tomorrow find another meal.
Yes.
And if you're going to cook like black beans, make black beans.
Ninjahe. Black beans.
No, they're just black beans. But also jahe almost looks like black beans.
Okay.
So you can go to a variety. Today you're doing red beans. The Kenyans have a variety of beans.
Yes.
Unfortunately, when people make githeri, they only use that one type, the kidney bean. It's healthy, but you don't want to do it every day. So if somebody has cancer, their appetite is not that good. So you want to make them bean soups, but make it a variety. Use the green lentils in one meal. So lentil soup. Then the next day, make tomato soup. Tomatoes can become a very good soup. Just cook them well to make them smooth. Mix them with a vegetable that the person likes. But don't repeat the same meal today, tomorrow, the next day. You want variety of meals.
Okay. So I'd asked about intermittent fasting and keto as well, in terms of, trying to stay healthy.
From
and-
carbs.
Yes. Well,
So-
what's your sentiments
yeah.
on that?
So I like intermittent fasting. It gives your body a break.
Okay.
And it lets your stomach and your gut do more repairs. So the best intermittent fasting would be about, overnight, when we go overnight from 10 p.m. to the next day at 7 and we eat breakfast. That's breaking the fast. That's what we call breakfast. So instead of eating at 7, you want to wait until midday. That's when now you're calling it intermittent fasting because you have fasted for more than 12 hours.
Okay.
So it should be a good 12 hours or more. And that would be really a good break. But when you break that and start eating at 12, don't just jump onto the very big pastry or a cookie
Yeah.
or something like that. Now you're messing up what you were trying to do.
Okay.
So if you're going to do that, plan so that when it's time for you to eat, you're eating that sandwich that was made with avocados, or you're eating millet uji for breakfast, or whole grains, right? Something healthy to break your fast.
Okay. So intermittent fast, instead of looking at it like work where you go like 24 hours, the people who do crazy hours, 36,
Oh,
72,
Oh,
is that
okay.
something that you would
That's not-
recommend?
That's not intermittent. That's
No,
just fasting.
that's
Like
just
people do sometimes for faith reasons.
Yes.
They'll be fasting for days. That's different. Intermittent fasting is something you can do on a daily basis. Just improves your health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not 3 days.
Okay. You talked about dieting and how people will take diets for like 2-3 days,
Yeah.
2-3 weeks, and then go back. So that's why
Yeah.
you're not able to keep the weight off of you.
Right.
So can we use this as a way of losing weight, or we just use it to
Yeah.
cleanse our gut? And
It's
then
for both.
yes. Okay.
You can use it as a cleanser and you can use it for weight loss.
Okay.
Yes. So when you do that, you give your gut time to repair. At the same time, when you're eating 2 meals,
Yes.
because you're eating lunch and
Yes.
dinner,
Yes.
because intermittent fasting eliminates breakfast. So it helps you lose weight because you're eating less. You're eating less food. So and at the same time, you're planning your meal so that you're not going back into fried foods.
Yes.
So when you're
I think
intermittent
that's where
fasting,
the problem is, really.
Yeah.
Because you'll open the fridge and be like, well, I didn't shop for everything healthy. And I see you've talked about
Yeah.
healthy shopping in your book as well.
Yeah.
Because it's what is in the house that we'll end up eating.
right?
So we'll just be like, but I don't have the other thing. What did she say? Millet,
Yeah.
uji?
Yeah. And I
See,
don't
now
have
you're-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you end up doing whatever it is in your fridge. So the element of shopping and shopping right from
Right.
the onset.
Yeah, and shop well. Write down what you want to eat the whole month or the whole week, so that when you go food shopping, you're not saying, "Oh yeah, I like the bread. Oh, this one is on sale today, so I'll bring home the donuts
Yes.
and the cakes."
Yes.
So when you do that, you're going to eat it because there's no way you're gonna have cake in the house and not eat cake.
That's true.
Yeah. So try not to bring them home. And Christmas time, that's when we do that. We go shopping and we bring the cakes and the
Yes.
pies and the meats and the sodas. So we are surrounding ourselves with everything that was not healthy.
Yeah.
We could plan well. Get a little bit of those that are like meats, high-fat meats, but make sure you have cooked a lot of vegetables for the holiday. Or you plan to.
Yes, because it's this time. There are all kinds of jokes on how you will wake up in the morning, go to the duka to buy breakfast, and then you end up in Diani or Naivasha because you're that loose. Everything is happening, and we're not really considering the things that we're doing right now. We're just like, we're letting go. And I don't know what your recommendation would be during this festive season in terms of, just eating well and, maintaining or keeping and even starting a healthy lifestyle.
Holiday season is time for our families, get-togethers and warmness. But we sometimes can overdo it. We can do a lot of bringing in the house a lot of unhealthy goods. So we need to plan so that the kids will be happy, everybody will be happy with what you're cooking, but make it fun and make it a good meal so that you have more of you can cook fish so that it doesn't have to be goat meat and goat meat and goat meat, but you can have other types of like white meats in between, so that you eat goat meat today, then the next day you have a healthy meals. So that it's not high cholesterol or high sugar. The high cholesterol products like cakes are made with butter and they're made with eggs. So there's no way they're not going to be high cholesterol.
Definitely
And
high.
the cream on top of it makes it even worse.
And Rosemary, we have a couple of questions here for you. What should we prepare to counter these lifestyle diseases? It's Christmas and I want to have my fries, my nyama choma and sugars. Can I still enjoy this and remain healthy?
Maybe the best thing to do is choose which one you want on one day, so that you're not having all of them at the same time. So if you want to have cake, try to buy the cakes that are not loaded with sugar on top. Okay, so that will reduce that sugar.
So there's no the icing and probably even eggless cakes.
No, they have, yeah, but eggless cakes will be a little bit tasteless.
I like that.
Yeah. So you still want to taste a cake,
Yes.
but don't eat a big slice.
Okay.
Make a very small one.
Okay.
And also remove the sugar, the top one, to reduce the amount of sugar and calories that you're consuming.
Okay.
So try not to drink sodas that day, because you already have a lot of sugar in the cake, so that you're reducing the sugar content.
Choose your devil. If it's going to be the cake, the soda, but not everything.
Not
at a
everything
go.
at once.
Okay, and also moderation is key.
Moderation is very helpful. Yes.
So I think this couples up with what you've just answered, Rosemary.
Yeah.
Say, hi, Mwikali, am I allowed to have a Christmas cheat week? Isn't it like cheat day?
Cheat
Not
day,
week.
not a cheat week. A cheat week will bring you back with 2 or 5 kilos heavier.
Yes.
So a week is too long. If you do a cheat day, then you go back to healthy eating. It does not affect your weight.
Yeah.
But if you continue day after day, the extra calories are piled up as fat.
Okay.
That's how the body deals with it. You give me too much, I'll just keep it. And I know where, the body knows where to store it. Yeah. So you don't want to do that. You want to enjoy the holidays, but don't overdo it.
Okay.
If you're going to be drinking wine or beers, then remember that you're going to drink beer in the evening, or you're going to drink wine. So go easy on the drinks during the day. Reduce the juices, reduce the sodas.
Yes.
So that you're cutting down on calories. Because even 100% juice, it still has a lot of calories.
Yes.
And a lot of sugar.
Yes.
So you want to limit those things.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the working out? What percentage or what can we do when it comes to working out? Because probably the gym will not be the place that most people will be going to during this time. But what some of the activities that we can indulge in?
Yeah, so during the holidays, you might not be able to work out. Most people leave and go to the country, or the gyms are closed for the holiday.
Yes.
So you just do a lot of walking. Once you finish the meal, you can take the family out for a walk. You can just do fun things together that are more physically active, so that it's not always gym.
Yeah.
But also you get the kids to run and do things in a park or somewhere where they can have fun. And then you all come back and have, a dinner.
Play with the kids.
Yes.
Because
Just
they
getting
don't
going.
get tired. That means you're burning more.
Yeah.
while
they
you're
don't
playing
get
with
tired
them.
easily like we, adults do.
Yes.
So they'll keep you running. And a good physical activity, minimum for adults, is 30 minutes a day. I mean, that's little. 30 minutes. So the kids need more than an hour. So if you take them for that hour, you have exercised.
Yes.
Even without knowing. And you're having fun because you're doing something with the kids.
Absolutely. Is this book available locally on Amazon, and how much does it go for?
It's available locally. It's $10 on Amazon. Yeah. So it's $10. And here is available in the city in Nairobi for also 1,000 shillings.
Okay. What shops is it set up in? Is it at bookshops?
We're still in the planning to get a bookshop, but for now, we can just use our phone number, so that until we get the place, we have a place where you can reach 070 is it 0726 544 222.
Just say that again.
Yeah. It is 0726 544 222.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And this is going at $10 on Amazon, and when you buy it physically, how much will that be?
It's 1,000 shillings.
It's 1,000 shillings.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rosemary, for coming through and for sharing this with us. And we want to see more books.
Yes.
Yes. Is there a plan for that?
Yes, I plan to do something about recipes.
Yes.
And mostly because I've noticed that a lot of people in central Kenya have diabetes.
Oh.
And if you compare them to the people in areas like Mombasa, are not as diabetic as them. And you look, they might be eating rice, but the people in Mombasa are they're making pilau, and they use cinnamon, a powerful way to reduce blood sugar. And they're using turmeric, another powerful cancer fighter.
Yes.
That they're adding in their diets. So it's something about recipes, the way we cook. They use cardamoms, they use cloves. All those things are very, very helpful for keeping your health.
Okay.
So maybe in central Kenya, we need to add more things, more spices,
Yes.
more variety to those diets. So
Okay.
yeah, I will be probably plan to do something about that to reduce the cases of diabetes.
Absolutely, and I've seen there's recipes in here as well.
A few recipes are in
very
there.
few recipes in here.
And
So
there
we're
are
going to go
menus.
full out.
Their recipes and also their menus, like 3-day menus for weight
Yes.
loss, 3-day menus for cancer, so that somebody will get all the ingredients and use the foods that bombard cancer.
Absolutely.
So they have 3 days for heart disease as well to lower the cholesterol. So we have good menus and good.
In here.
Yes.
Go get your book. I hope you got that number. Thank you, Rosemary, for coming through.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And enjoy
and happy
your Christmas.
holidays.
Happy
Enjoy it.
holidays.
Have a good Christmas holiday.
Asante Sana.
Yes.
We're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mukali.